Nimmst du auf?
Hello, Gabriel.
Hello, Martina. I have been in a training space last Friday, and one of the main questions that somehow showed up in this space and that is still present with me, and I talk to many people about it, is about life and what your purpose of life is and the journey of life, what decisions you do. And there are things in life, and I think everyone has different things that you only do because you want them to exist in your life. There's no reason. You don't do it for the fame, you don't do it for the love, you don't do it for the money, you just do it because you want it to be part of your life. And then the question is, what are the things that you take such a stand for? Do you do just for them being part of your life?
So the question is, what am I doing right now that I do just because I want them to exist in my life?
Yeah, yeah.
I feel fear about that question because I think I have to say something so that people say, wow, cool, she does that because of that and for others. And what comes into my mind is something that seems only to feed me, myself, without feeding others. For example, what?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, it is. For example, this moving to this place where I live, Pelvorm, is something that I thought if I don't do that, it will not be in my life. And to go to live on a little island in the North Sea is something that I just wanted to do that. There's not an important purpose that I can share. I just wanted to do that. It just was a wish. It was something that I thought it feeds part of me. It's feeding me. So I did that. Sometimes when people ask me what are you doing here, I also feel this fear because I think it must be something big what I'm doing here. Changing something or building something up or so, and that's not the case. I'm just living here. I am here.
It's like you don't have a reason for it. You just do it because you want it to be part of you.
Yeah. I think I have this expectation inside of me that when I make such a big step like moving 1,000 kilometers, there must be a purpose. There must be a purpose in what I do. And there is no purpose.
There is. You said you always wanted to do it. You always wanted to live on an island somehow.
Yeah, what does it help? What does it help?
Mm.
You see, this is like I grew up, this thought, if you do that, it must have a purpose, it must have a sense, it must help somehow, must make something better or build something up or earn something.
But what is this something? It seems to me that because like you like if I hear that, I could just say, yeah, this something could be it helps me fulfilling my dream that I have. So what are the, it seems to me somehow that like, yeah, it's somehow bound, that it's not so, you know what you know?
What just came into my mind is that video that you sent me about this guy who was doing these things with Porsche. He was just following his guts. He was just doing what he thought would be fun. But by the way, it seems like always by the way, he built huge things up.
Yeah.
Every time something huge was coming up from what he did. And then I don't see that in my life. I don't see that in my life. I don't know why that is. Do you know why that is?
Why?
Is it the die Sichtweise? Is it the Sichtweise?
Point of view?
Yeah, the view.
I mean, I have this question for me, like, did I ever really follow my gut feeling? Or wasn't I just like following my gut feeling inside my box that was very limited of what was possible?
Mm-hmm.
Like when I was 19, I wasn't like, we can put it in the show notes, the video is really fun to watch. Mm-hmm. When I was 19, I wasn't going to the US and just like thinking about, okay, I'm just gonna stay here and build up my life. It didn't happen, you know. I was more like, okay, I need to get a job, I need to study, and I need to like get an employment, and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So it was very determined, predefined what would happen. And I saw a few other interviews of him, and at some point his wife is getting interviewed, and she says that sometimes she was scared that he's just spent like, he just bought 3 new cars or something, and then the money was getting tight, and he somehow was radically relying on the circumstances being good for him. And that's something I usually don't do either. Mm-hmm. And yeah.
What would you say? What are you doing just because you want that in your life?
When I asked you the question in the beginning, I was fearful of this question coming back at me, because like a few weeks ago my life really shifted, and I'm somehow pursuing these things that I do.
What is pursuing?
It's like ein Ziel verfolgen, to follow this goal. It's like to go there. Mm-hmm. And I'm scared that if I talk about it with people and they say, oh, that's nice, then I already get the endorphins before I did it. So what I can say is more about the past. What I did is I'm a painter, and I paint image pictures, and they're usually quite small. And what I did in the last few weeks was going to a photography business, and they were doing a very, very good scan of a picture. Mm-hmm. And I went to a poster manufacturing company, and they already did the first print. I'm going to go there tomorrow and check it out, and then I will have like this big of prints of images that I painted. And that's something that I just want to do. I don't think that maybe some people are interested in that, but I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it because if I'm never doing it, I will never have it. I will always have my small little paintings, and I will never have them in bigger. Mm-hmm. And I was sewing a pair of pants, and I also finished that in the last week. That's something that happened, and I'm quite happy about it. And like, the pants are not looking good, and like good in terms of being stylish. They're very oversized for me, but was my favorite pair of pants, and so I copied it, and I now have a next pair.
I would like to see that. Do you have it?
Yeah.
Can you show that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's red.
It's red.
Cool.
Ta-da.
Wow. And
These
it's
short pants.
even with a Reißverschluss.
Yes, they have zippers.
Uh-huh.
Two on the one side,
Yeah.
and then one on the other side. They are very stylish. They came out really good. And I see how the passion for it and the just like I didn't do it for anyone. I just did it for me. So it came out really nice because I don't know, like I like it. There's only one thing missing. It's a cord going around to tie it. I'm gonna also check that out tomorrow. Yeah. And they're quite big and I love them.
So this trousers are in your life now. You made them.
Yes.
They are in your life.
Yeah, it took me 1.5 years almost.
Wow.
From getting the stencil. My mother used to do this professionally to like cut out these stencils to make leather and fur. And so when I was at her place, I said, "Oh, I wanted to copy it, so I have the stencil of it." And it took me 1.5 years almost to finally like start and finish this thing.
Yeah, and how is it now that you have that in your life?
It's still it's unreal. Like it doesn't really fit. Like I never thought I would saw a pair of pants ever in my life, and it's a bit unreal. It's a bit weird and like I don't really get it. And like and it's not finished yet, so I don't know. And it's winter, so I'm not gonna wear it at the moment. I didn't wear it at all yet because it's winter and I cannot tie it yet. So like 99% finished, something 98%, and maybe it's gonna change, but at the moment it's just unreal to have this pair of pants, and maybe I'm gonna discard the other one or just use it for garden work or something. It's crazy.
Is there something like proud in you about that?
My perfectionism box doesn't say it's perfect enough because there are a few things that I didn't go so well, and somehow so it's a yes and yeah, I'm proud and I know I could do better, and like who can say of themselves that they saw their own pants? Did you ever saw your own pants?
No.
See. So yeah, there's a little bit of there's some proudness.
Is proud a mixed feeling? What do you think?
I think so.
Yeah, what it is, the joy, and what it is it mixed with the joy?
Maybe it's also I think maybe it's just gremlin joy. Yeah, there's definitely joy and superiority and like look at me, and yeah, and I have joy about it. Like I have a pair of pants. Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe in a few months we can check out the next things that I am doing at the moment when they're done.
Okay, that's it for today.
Yeah.
See you next week, Gabriel.
See you next week, Martina. Bye.
Bye.